right, going live in 3, 2, 1. Well, this is Olivia On Air, episode 21, and I'll bring Olivia on. How are you doing this evening, Olivia?
I'm doing well. A little bit allergies though. These past couple of days have been really bad allergies over here. How are you?
I'm okay. No allergies, though. I'm sorry you're going through that. I hope it's not too bad.
Oh, it's gross. It's really I don't know, maybe it's tree allergies or a little bit of grass pollen. I'm not sure. It's just icky.
I think I got something about a few weeks ago. My throat kind of clogged up a little, but it's right for the past week or so. I've been definitely been much better. So maybe been something similar. I'm not sure, but I assume it's obviously you being in the warmer climates that you is it are the allergies more they're not are they less seasonal or are they still kind of seasonal where you are?
I think they're definitely seasonal, but I think they might happen in the fall and the spring. So,
Okay, so like in the winter time, you think you could get I mean, does it happen in the winter time as well? I've always wondered that because if you're in a warmer climate, I would assume that maybe that it might be a problem year round.
it is like a slight issue year round, but it's definitely exacerbated in the spring and fall. I think it does happen a bit in the winter, but not as much as
Oh,
those other seasons. So,
well, we got Trung online saying hello to everybody. Hello, Trung, back to you. So
hello.
I will say we're going to talk the movie we're going to talk about is The Witches, and the display art that we had, the thumbnail that Olivia created had one of the most creepiest looking faces. So, and of course I watched the movie as well. But I mean, I hope it doesn't scare away too many people.
I think it'll be a good because it's near Halloween. I think people will want to click on it because
Oh
it
yeah,
looks so weird.
yeah, definitely. But I was just kind of joking on that. It was just so freaky when I saw. I was like, oh my goodness, yeah, I forgot how freaky that was. So let's take a look at our question from last week. Let me give me a second while I bring this up. We got a pretty decent response here. There we go. You're able to see that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like trying new foods often? And give an example. 1,500 votes, 87% overwhelmingly with yes, 13% with no. So, see, the key point of this question is often. So, if you like trying new foods, for me, I would say yes, but if you say often, I'd say maybe for me. So,
Right.
more of a maybe for me. So,
Yeah,
we
I
got,
thought it would be 50-50 on personally.
yeah, yeah. So, it is a kind of, it is pretty, we must have a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Eclectic. Is that the right word? Audience? I don't know. Am I using that word right? An audience that likes a variety of food, I guess. Uh, so, let's see. We look at the responses here. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so I'll just say fresh food. Honestly, see, yes, no, dude. I ate an egg witch yesterday, and it was great. I'm not sure what an egg witch is. What is an egg witch?
It
Like,
sounds like an egg sandwich. That doesn't sound too out there. Maybe like a some sort of an egg salad sandwich. That sounds gross personally, but
oh, I gotta see what this looks like. So I'm gonna bring up an image real quick to see what Google conjures up for that. Here we go. Oh, actually, it doesn't look too bad.
oh, it's a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. So yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Yeah, that's for me. That would definitely try that. That would be something I've never technically tried before, but something similar. So yeah, looks like something I would have to say would fall into this category. So let's see. Shiva, I think, says new foods introduces new taste. Yummy. It also may be delicious. That's true. Yes, Vietnamese food. Not sure what that says. I'll probably mispronounce it. So,
I
uh,
think it's pronounced pho.
Ba? Okay. What is it?
I believe I've had it a couple times. I'm pretty sure it's a kind of like a soup style dish, like a noodle um dish. Yes, soup noodles is what
Oh,
um Google says that it is. It's a Vietnamese soup dish consisting of broth, rice noodles, herbs, and usually meat and sometimes chicken.
Oh, well, that actually looks not too bad. That looks pretty good. So at a glance. Oh, I'm sorry. What was in it again? I'm sorry. You were saying that I kind of missed some of that.
It's noodles, usually a broth, some sort of herbs, and like maybe a little bit of vegetables, and usually a meat in there.
No spices or anything, is it?
Yeah,
Are spices too? Okay, I don't mind spices as long as it's not so much where it just burns your mouth. That gets kind of annoying. So,
I like spicy food, but if it's like spicy with no flavor, like if it's just spicy for being spicy, then I don't. It's not for me.
actually, all these look pretty good. Yeah, I can agree with that. Agree with that. Alrighty, that's pretty interesting. Trying Indian and Arabian food in the U.S. Interesting. Why the distinction there of having the food in the United States? What would versus having it in those countries? Wonder what the difference would be there.
Most so if you try like a specific culture's food in a different country, usually it's like a little bit different in like how do I explain this? It's like Americanized in America, and then like if you try American food in like Japan, they it's kind of more on the leaning towards Japanese because that's who's making it, you know? It's just
Okay.
kind of like that in every country, I guess.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Arab food. Richards says Arab food. Wow, I honestly had no idea it was so freaking good. Let's see. Those Arabs know how to move the mustache with plenty of joy. So interesting. Have you ever had any Arab food?
I don't think so.
I don't think I have either. So now he's gonna be curious as to why it's so tasty. So
Yeah, I don't know where I would find that. I've never seen it advertised to me.
yeah. And finally, Sandeep Mohanar said, maybe, but I like to eat different types of Indian foods. And he's from India. So big smiley face there. And Sandeep also left a comment within the past few days saying he's taken a hiatus from YouTube. So we might not see him for a while, he said, but for 2 years, in fact.
Oh,
He's a major, he's always one of the, almost always contributes to something to our questions there. So hope whatever happens, you find what you're looking for during your hiatus.
indeed.
So, well, that was interesting. Yeah, I agree. This would be, I think it should be more of a, I thought it would be more of a 50-50. Not it should be, but I agree. I thought it'd be closer to a 50-50. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, what do you have for a question for this week?
So lately I've been into color by number on my phone. I just have like this fun coloring app. And so I thought a good question would be, do you color or paint by number?
Does it have to be, can it be on a, because I've never heard of color by number on a phone. That's different. That's completely different.
It
Well, I
doesn't
mean,
have to be on a phone or anything. You can there are like a lot of like the paint by number kits. They sell them on Amazon, and like other places, but um, it can be any kind of like color by number, paint by number, anything on any medium.
okay. The, I remember doing this as a kid. So, and I never did it as an adult. Is this something that adults do
I think so. It's a good way to be creative without having to like come up with any brand new creative ideas because sometimes that's just a little too hard. And that's okay.
I do remember for some reason this being fun when I was a kid. I don't know if I'd enjoy it so much nowadays, but yeah, definitely as a kid I did enjoy this. No, how about coloring by number? This is getting off the topic of the question slightly, but coloring by number, but inserting your own colors where the colors are or maybe periodically, or maybe all of them. You ever done something like that?
We can't do that on the app that I'm using. I can't do that just because it's like you can't. I guess you just can't put the color where it's like not supposed to be. Oh, that's the exact app that I use. Happy Color.
Oh, interesting.
um, but that sounds like a really fun idea. That sounds like a really great time. You can make something totally new.
Mm-hmm. There's a. It looks like a doggy, but I can't. Kind of a blurry doggy, very blurry. So
I think that's supposed to be pixel color by number.
pixel color by number. Oh, okay, okay. Like it looks very old school. Like you're looking at something from way back in the '90s or something. So interesting. Okay, so let me go back to our question here. Okay, do you? How should I phrase that again?
Do you color?
Put it, capitalize the D. Do you color by number? Is
Do
that what you want?
you forgot the U in there?
Oh, do you color?
In between do and color.
Oh, okay. Thank you. You meant the letter U for a second there. Okay. Okay. Number. Was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
um, I don't think so. I guess just say, if so, what medium?
Okay. So let's see. Guess I okay. Okay. Is that right? There you go. You have a comment there.
I think it's a really good thing for people who um, who can't really sit still. Because if I'm watching a movie or a show, I feel like I can't just sit and watch it unless it's like Lord of the Rings or something. Um, and so I like to do something with my hands that I don't really have to think about, so I can pay attention fully to the show, but I'm doing something like Zen with my hands. So color by number is good for that for me personally.
Okay. Okay. Looking at what you sent me, do you color or paint by numbers? What you had sent me privately. Did you want to add that there?
I think it either way it kind of gets the message across.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just leave it like that. I guess that's good. All right. So yes and no. I guess just standard responses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. No. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Okay. Don't know what that. Okay. All righty. Anything else?
And I guess I don't care at the end.
All righty. Here. All right. I don't know what that. I did spell it. Okay. Yeah. Let's go check. Do you color by number? So okay. All right. Does look good.
Yes.
Cool. All right. I'll go ahead and post that. There we go. Cool. Alrighty. So we have I'm sorry. What is your food topic again? I forget what we called that. You have a
Um. New food discovery. I think it was
okay. I wasn't sure if we had an actual title that we called it every week. Was that what it was? What we called it last week as well?
food discovery. I think so.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to bring this up here. This is what you had sent me, and I was telling you before we went live that it made me hungry. So
There, I think the way that it's pronounced is pastilles. I
okay.
think fruit pastilles, fruit pasties. I don't think that would be what it would be called.
Yeah, I
Fruit
don't
pastilles. That sounds right.
round trees. I guess it's the brand name at the top there. So
It's
interesting.
another imported candy from England.
Oh, it is. Oh,
Um,
really? Oh, interesting. Okay.
yeah, they kind of remind me of gumdrops, but with sugar on them.
Oh, okay. And so this something that's popular where it comes from, or is this just something that comes from? I mean, is it? And how many different countries do you know? Just
I'm not sure. I kind of just saw it and it spoke to me.
oh, okay. Oh, it looks pretty good as far as the candy stuff. And as far as is it gummy to the point where it gets stuck in your teeth?
A little. It's not too gummy. It's it's not as chewy as like a soft Werther's original, if you
Hmm.
know what how chewy those are, but it is a bit gummy.
I used to love Werther's original. Oh, I can't remember what they look like now. All of a sudden, as soon as you said the name, I just remember. When we look at the Werther's original, yeah, here we go. I haven't seen those in years, but
They're
yeah, um,
delicious.
yeah, I remember really liking those years ago. They still make these? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't buy them because I'll eat them all.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. The yeah, I do remember these very much so. Um, like I said, I haven't seen these in years. I completely until you said that I completely forgot about them. So, but yeah, okay. Now, as far as the is this so? This is a discovery. Is this a new discovery for you?
It is. I had not tried those before. And the I noticed that in the um, I guess in most like British food that's imported to here, the ingredients are a lot better than American food, which makes sense. They have stricter like food laws in most of Europe, if not all of it. Um, which is why they're a bit healthier. But these are they. It's not like totally healthy and like completely bad of. I mean, completely. Um, I guess completely rid of all the bad things, but they are on the healthier side. Like there's no red dye 40 or anything like that. And it's like they have real sugar in there, and they use real juices, real like juice concentrates from the fruits that they have on the bag. So,
Oh, interesting. Okay, so are you saying candy is actually healthy to eat in Great Britain?
well, I wouldn't say healthy, but it might be less unhealthy.
Okay, there's a little thing on there that says. Just noticed that. I want to see what it says. I'm going on that. It says, "Can you resist the chew?" Okay, that's what it says. Okay.
As for a review, I just to preface, I don't like citrus flavors that much, really. I don't like citrus candies, kind of icky. And so I didn't like the orange or the lemon ones, but that was to be expected.
Hmm.
The lime one was okay. It had a weird aftertaste that I didn't enjoy particularly. I think the red one was the best. Is that cherry or I don't know what the red one is actually. It might be cherry and it might be raspberry. I don't know. But I think it was very good, and grape was okay.
And grape. Okay, so basically, there's only five flavors, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. If there are more, I did not receive them. So
So wouldn't lemon and lime be very similar, though? I'm just kind of curious. You said you don't like the citrus. Isn't lime kind of like a citrus of
I
sorts?
feel like I feel like lime usually has a bit of a different flavor. I don't know. It's lemon is like just straight up sour. It's like what we were talking about with the spicy. It's like the lemon is like really, really hot sauce, but lime is like sriracha or like not so hot sauce, where it has a flavor and it's, you know, does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was, I was for health purposes. I was actually drinking some lemon juice a few years ago, and to see if that supposedly was supposed to help my system because I was trying to get rid of something in my system at the time. And they said I could either try lemon or lime, and I couldn't find lime juice. I didn't drink lemon juice by itself because that would be way too strong. So what I do is I mix a little bit of lemon juice in a lot of water, like maybe 5% lemon juice, like 95% water. And it was not, it was very strong. It was still very strong then. So, but I don't think I ever tried the lime, even though I think I saw lime juice there. So, and I just assumed that they were very similar. I didn't realize that there was that much of a difference. So,
I think they also make the difference like even more exacerbated in like candy and stuff because they really want a different flavor, you know?
yeah, I'm just curious. Are you saying that this actually has, what you said, unlike say foods here, this actually has real lemon, not just lemon and lime taste. This is really lemon and lime and grape. I guess it was grape for the purple, and What was the other one? Would you say cherry for the red one?
I think cherry. That's the most likely. I think it's cherry. Yeah, on the ingredients, it says that there's. I don't see any artificial flavoring. There might be. I don't know. But it says that there is. Oh yeah, it says no artificial flavors or preservatives.
Yeah,
Interesting.
there you go.
But on the back it says that it's all from fruit juice concentrate. So
And they misspell colors. Why those the Brits? They're actually spelling of words. What was it? What'd you say on the back again? I'm sorry.
it's just from fruit juice concentrate,
Fruit juice concentrate. Oh, okay. Interesting.
which yeah.
So I'm sorry. So you would recommend these for people, right?
I would give those. I think that they're worth a try. They're not too expensive. So if you have a little extra spending money and you want to get a little bit of candy, those are probably a safe buy because there's a different flavors, so you're probably going to find something that you like. Um, for me, I'd give them probably 6 out of 10. I'm not like super crazy about them, but my mom really loves them. So she would
I'm
probably give them like a should probably give them like an 8 or a 9 out of 10.
Do you ever, based on what you're saying, how you didn't like some of the flavors, would you just go through the bag and eat the ones that you like and then leave the other ones behind? So it'd be a big bag of ones you don't really like?
That is usually what I do. Yeah.
Okay. Kind of reminds me when I was a kid, my parents would buy three flavored ice cream. It'd be divided into three parts of it, and it would be chocolate, vanilla, and cherry or strawberry, I think. And I don't know why they always did that because the strawberry never got eaten because nobody in the family really likes strawberry. So it's a
Yeah, that's Neapolitan ice cream.
Neapolitan, huh? Oh, okay. All right. Well, I would definitely try them out. This is as far as your question goes from last week. Would you try something new? Yeah, I would try these out for sure. So, well, if my diet would allow it, of course. So, as far as was there anything else that was similar as far as like from I don't know, Great Britain or anything else?
What do you mean similar
Like,
to?
is there any to this? Was there anything that was similar at the store that would look like this, or was this kind of unique? I guess I guess was what I'm looking at.
I don't remember. My parents were rushing me, so I had to like just grab something, and those were like they really popped out. But there's probably something like that. I know that they have these candies called Taverners candies. Taverners candies.
Taverners can't. I don't think I've
Um,
another.
and that's another British candy, and they, in my opinion, are gross. But they are like completely just sugar. Yeah, that's what they are. They're oh, that's a brand. Oh, it's not those ones.
Oh,
There's
okay.
these little fruit. They're like these gummy babies. It's really weird. Um,
Is that
oh,
the?
there are those licorice. I got hold on, wait, go down. There we go.
Okay, which one am I looking
Click
at?
on that one.
Okay.
Those ones are weird. You only need one because it's real sugar. It's like it's not any fake sugar at all. Like I don't know, artificial sweeteners or anything. It's all like just literally sugar. And I find personally that the kind of like the artificial sugar candies that are like the most popular ones, those are really easy to eat a lot of them because they don't get sickening. But like the real sugar ones kind of force you to slow down and really only eat a few because real sugar gets like kind of sickening pretty fast.
Oh, gotcha. I see what you're saying. Okay, so it's not. That's interesting. Does that mean like American candy is made with more artificial sweeteners? Is that and that's why maybe it's not as it's more. I don't know. People like to eat it more. I guess. I don't know.
I think so. I mean, I know that I've had some like no artificial ingredients. like Swedish fish kind of copycats from Trader Joe's, and those are like it's the same thing. It's like there's no artificial sweetener, and they last a lot longer because you don't want to eat as many because real sugar gets gross faster.
Trader Joe. I've heard of Trader Joe's. I didn't know it was a. Is that a food place?
It's a
Oh.
grocery store, and it's also heaven.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I guess I've never seen one of those. Are they? Do they have them in the DC area? Yeah, when you were heading.
Yeah. Well. Um. I remember there was one that was really big that me and my parents would go to when I was growing up. That was in Montgomery County.
Oh, okay.
Um. And so I know that that one is there. There's probably more around, but it's kind of like Whole Foods, but they have a lot more of their own brand stuff. And personally, I think all their brand stuff is worth trying. It's so fun, and even if it's not like that good, I've never had something that's like downright bad from Trader Joe's.
Hmm.
Um, they have a bunch of cool stuff. It's fun.
Oh, okay. I've definitely heard of it. I just didn't know where they were. So, um, yeah, nothing come up here when I do the maps. So, oh, there they are. There they are. Okay, so there are some in Virginia. There they are, a whole bunch of them. Oh, okay. Oh, enough anyway. So, oh, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I would like to try it. You got me interested now to check it out. Like I said, I've definitely heard of them. I just probably never, maybe I have stepped inside one. I just didn't know it. Who knows? But if it has, it's been a while. So, for some
Yeah.
reason, I thought it was going to be more of a clothing store. So, so- and what
I
was the candy?
will.
Go
Hmm?
ahead. I didn't want me to cut you off. What was the candy that you said that they had there?
They had it's like knockoff Swedish fish. Oh, it's Scandinavian swimmers. That's like exactly what they're called. And I just think that that name is so funny. Scandinavian swimmers instead of Swedish fish. Isn't that great?
Swimmers. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, okay.
And
Gotcha.
they're pretty good. I really like the blue and the red ones, and my mom likes the orange and the yellow, so it kind of balances out. But yeah, they get. I think it's good to eat natural like candy every once in a while, just because the the like fake kind, it's just like they make it literally so that it's easy to scarf a whole bag down.
Oh, right, right. They add a lot of oh, what's the word? I think I know what you're talking. There's an ingredient that they add a lot of. They add it to a lot of foods. I think I know what you're talking about. So
High fructose corn syrup.
it might be that I can't remember something else. That I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I remember hearing about it years ago. But if it was that, it might have been something that was in that in the syrup itself. But
Right.
I don't remember that exact. I know what that is, but I don't remember them saying it was that exactly. Anyway, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, the so you're saying natural candies in the sense that it's made with more natural products, obviously. And as far as so I mean, it's it when you eat something that's like that's made that way, so it's less likely to get you to consume it quickly.
I mean, I think I just like from my baking experience, when you are making like frosting or something and you eat some of the frosting, if you eat too much, you get sick of it. And then when you're like making the, I don't know, cupcakes or cookies or whatever, you don't want to eat them after you've made them because you get sick of it. And I think when it's real sugar, I don't think they make them purposefully so that you get sick of it. I just think that it's a natural reaction to like actual real sugar?
Hmm. I gotcha. All right. That's cool. Well, yeah, that would definitely. So, oh, and where did you get the other ones that we were looking at? The original, this one right here. Is that because I've never seen them before. Is that something that you've seen before, or is it something that's readily available, or just at the store that you got them at?
It was just at Publix, just like a regular grocery store. Um, if they don't have these at your grocery store, they might have something similar because I feel like most big grocery stores, like Stop and Shop or Giant or whatever, have like a an imported section where they have like fun little candies like Turkish delights and stuff. I do not like Turkish delights though. They're kind of gross.
Turkish delights. Yeah, I've never seen. Is that that's a now you got me curious about that. Hold on, I gotta see that now. Delights.
Oh, I will warn you about Trader Joe's though. When I started going, I was about, I think I was probably 3 or 4 when my family started shopping there because I needed alternative milk because I can't drink cow's milk. Um, and it wasn't popular then, and so it was like the stores were peaceful and you didn't have to get there early or anything. But now you gotta like get there right when it opens to have a peaceful shopping experience. And even then, it might be really crowded and annoying after like 30 minutes. So, I
Really?
mean, I guess pick like a weekday and try to avoid going midday. I see there's only one near me, and I think that's part of the problem, but like that there's only one near me and there's always a line like in the street to try to get parking to get in
Wow.
there. It's
Wow.
crazy. It's so popular just because I think a lot of the really popular like social media influencers started going to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and stuff like that, and so they became like super super popular. And
I don't think I'll be going to one. The ones on the maps were too far away from my place anyway, so I don't think I'll be going on my way. But if I was still living, say, in Fairfax County, I might have actually given it a shot because I saw there were a few there, but I'm a little too far away at this point to attempt it. If I was in the area, maybe and I see something, maybe I'll walk in one day and I'll see if there's anything I'd like if I can get through the line. That's
yeah,
interesting. I didn't know about the line. That's pretty interesting.
it's
So,
crazy. I mean, maybe it's just near me because it's like the only one around, but I feel like that's been happening more because it's just so popular right now.
is it more in would you say these are more in upscale neighborhoods by chance or because I was looking on that map before it looked like they were more in areas that would be more not necessarily more upscale but I live in a more rural area. It seemed like they were excluding people like me. It's like that live in a more rural area. It looked like they were I guess not really I guess it's not really upscale is not the word I'm looking for. More like just more urbanized areas, I guess.
Yeah,
Um
more densely populated. Yeah.
yeah, okay, that's
The one near me, it's definitely like there's like houses right next to it, and then there's the whole street is full of stores and stuff. So I think that it is. They are placed in more densely populated areas, and it's frustrating because the one near me is so small. And I know in Maryland, it's like against the law to have alcohol, like liquor and alcohol, in a grocery store. And so the whole store is dedicated to just food. But in Florida, they can do the alcohol and wine in a grocery store. And so the like half the store is just wine. And so it's like, I don't know, it's not as worth going to if there's a huge line out the door and half the store is just wine.
half the store is wine. That's pretty interesting. I know
Maybe not
when
half, but
a large section. I got you. When I go to the Shoppers Food Warehouse, they have a section. It's almost like a little walk-in section where, you can walk in, and then there's another little. You have to walk through another little enclosed area just to get to the alcohol for some reason. So, but Virginia, they don't outlaw it like that. I didn't know Maryland was restricted like that, but Virginia definitely does not. But it is all. It's kind of funny. You have to walk into this little enclosed area. I always thought it was because maybe it was because they were trying to keep the cool because they had to walk into another cooler area, but I assume now maybe it's probably something to do with like what Maryland is. They're trying to isolate it from the rest of the store or something. So
yeah, it's kind of weird. I kind of liked it better like that just because, I don't know, I like a whole store being full of food.
uh it's well it's the way you're describing it, it's like you're going into I don't know if I think we discussed this south of the border. Did we discuss that in South Carolina?
Yeah, yeah.
You go in there to you see those fireworks all over the place. It's like, whoa, what's this? It's like you don't see in this area. You never see fireworks. I don't know what it's like in Florida, but I'm sure I know in Virginia, and Maryland, you don't see that anywhere. So and it's like you walk in, it's like, oh my goodness, you see all. It'd be like the same kind of thing. You walk in and see all this alcohol all over the place. So,
Yeah, it was it I know it was definitely weird when I first moved here because I didn't realize that I mean, I don't know, I grew up going to stores where there was no alcohol. I didn't know where my parents got it from.
I know in Virginia they do they have what's called the ABC stores. So
Yeah,
and those are run by the government. So I don't know if that's a federal. I don't even know if that's federally run or state run. But that I do know. I remember my parents going there once in a while to get like certain kinds of hard liquors for whatever, like they're getting a party or something. They wanted to have something there. So I remember
right.
you could only get certain things at that store, not the regular store. So maybe that's something. Maybe that's where they got them. I don't know.
Yeah, I see those around. I didn't know they were federally run.
Yeah, they're either federal or state run, but yeah, they're definitely run by the government. So
Interesting.
yeah. Alrighty. Well, let's. Even though this looks good. Oh, what? This is the Turkish delight. I guess we can. This. What was the? What is that? Is that actually candy? It doesn't look. Some of it doesn't look that tasty. It looks like it's. This looks like it's slices of ham. But
It looks like spam. So I've never had like real, I guess, genuine, like made by someone in Turkey, Turkish delights. So I guess I still have hope in my heart for them being less bad than the ones that I've had. But I get the little, it's like they're little, it's in a little purple package. I got it one time. It's just, it says Turkish delight on it. And it's like it's a licorice consistency sort of thing covered in chocolate and it's
uh,
awful.
oh,
I
okay.
don't remember what the wait, hold on, wait, let me see.
I wonder if
What's
it's
in
maybe
a
maybe people in who have grown up with it maybe prefer it more. Maybe kind of a thing.
probably
I mean, now when you said licorice, I immediately just I was turned off immediately. My dad used to eat. My dad loves to eat licorice, and every time if I would go to a movie, he would sneak in some licorice, and he said, "Do you want some?" I said, "No, no, thanks. Not a big fan of that stuff." So
icky. Yeah. It says here Turkish delight or lokum, I hope I pronounced that right, is a family of confections based on a gel of starch and sugar. Premium varieties consist largely of chopped dates, pistachios, hazelnuts, or walnuts bound by the gel. Traditional varieties are often flavored with rose water, mastic gum, bergamot, orange, or lemon. And so that's probably why I don't like it because I don't really like the taste of rose water or citrus, and those are like the main things. So
I'm not even sure what rose water is. Never even heard of that. So
icky.
that's that's all I need to know, right, Icky?
No, I would rate the Turkish delight in that purple package that is probably not genuine even a little bit. So keep that in mind. I would rate that a negative 3 out of 10. Awful, never put it near you. Gross.
Where
But
was this?
this might be better. I don't know. I've never had like I would give it a chance if I saw it and someone said this is so good.
The way what I hate is someone says this is so good, and then you feel compelled to eat it, and you can't tell them that it's awful.
See, I don't feel like I can't tell them that it's awful. I feel like you shouldn't say, "Oh, this is the worst thing I've ever tasted." You can just be like, "Oh, that's not really for me."
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm always afraid that. Well, I used to have a coworker that I would offer food to, and he would always go, "Oh, yeah, I'm not really interested," and I always took it to me like, "Oh, well, he just was insulting me because he didn't want to eat the food I was eating." So, and
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah, that I never thought of that. I never like take it the wrong way when someone I mean, if I make food and someone doesn't even want to try it, that is a little hurtful because that's like I don't know. But if it's like an allergy or if they're just not hungry, it's like, well, okay.
gotcha. Alrighty. Well, I will. If this is going to your thing, would I try this one? I would probably try it but you said sugar and starch; those are two things I constantly avoid lately. So I probably, but if I was able to do so, I'd probably try it just for the heck of it, just to see what it tastes like. So
Yeah, take a little nibble off one of those corners. They look fun, but I don't know. Just kind of.
yeah, some of them look okay, some of them look kind of not so good. So
I
I
like
listen.
it when food looks kind of fun. Like you could play with it and then eat it.
Yeah, this doesn't look like you want to play. It looks like something that looks bloody.
Those
So
look like beets.
yeah,
They look like beets covered in confectioner's sugar.
yeah, not so much there. Sorry, that was not so much. Alrighty. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I enjoy our conversation about different kinds of candies. That's for sure. That's
Yeah, this kind of derailed from the movie. The movie we watched this week was The Witches. I think it was made in 1990.
yes. And while I was looking this up, it turns out there was actually a remake that came out last year. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
Yeah, I have not watched it yet, but I want to because I love Anne Hathaway. So,
Oh, okay. Was that who she in? Oh, I didn't know she was. I didn't even look to see who was in the new one. The funny part is when I saw this movie, I'm pretty familiar with movies from the 1990s. I'd never heard of this movie, so this one just passed me by completely. So it was written by the book that was by Ronald Dahl. I think is how his name is pronounced, and he also wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Matilda. The book. If you ever seen, I think I don't know. There's a movie called Matilda that came out in 1996. Have you ever seen that movie,
which one?
Matilda?
Yes.
Okay, he wrote the book that was based on. I don't know if the book was actually called Matilda, but he wrote that book. So
Yeah. I do love Roald Dahl. It's Roald Dahl. There's no
Roald Dahl.
N.
Sorry. Yeah, I didn't
It's
see that
okay.
right.
But I love his children's books. They're so great, and the movies that come out of them are just impeccable. I think everyone is just a smash hit. I think Danny DeVito directed Matilda.
Yes, he did. He did. He started as well. He and his wife. So yeah, yeah. I haven't seen that movie for a while. I remember really enjoying that one. This one was different. I will say I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say I enjoyed it anywhere as much as say Matilda or the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory from 1971. So
I would
which
agree with that statement.
not to be confused with the newer version, which was called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which starred Johnny Depp. I never saw that one, so I can't comment on that one. So
That one's fun. I saw that one before I saw the older one. I like both of them pretty equally. They both have I know that some people will probably like one more than the other, but I think they're on equal grounds if you don't like try to compare them to each other too much, you know? Anyway,
mm,
witches.
yeah, well, just comment on that. I was kind of repulsed when that one came out because the way Johnny Depp looked and acted just kind of repulsed me from wanting to see it. So
I think since I was a kid, and I watched it when I was a kid for like the first time, I think I didn't really, I don't know, it didn't occur to me that he looked weird because it was like, well, that's, the chocolate factory owner. It's going to be weird. I don't know why I thought that, but it was justified.
and yeah, who's in the original who played Willy Wonka?
Gene Wilder.
Wilder, yes, yeah, he I liked his portrayal very much. Now, I'm not saying Johnny Depp did a bad job because I didn't see it, but when I saw the trailers for it, it just repulsed me. That's all. So, but it might be, for all I know, it might be a great movie. I just have to give it a chance if I sit down and watch it. But yeah, Gene Wilder's. I always liked how Gene Wilder did a great job in the original one. So
Yeah,
yeah,
they both did a really good. I think Johnny Depp did a little bit more of a sassy Willy Wonka, which I liked too.
gotcha. Okay. Well, this movie, The Witches, that we're talking about. Let's see. Now this was produced by, was it Jim Henson had something to do with this, right?
Yes.
Is I know the puppets in this were fantastic. I like the little mice in this one, that's for sure. What did he actually produce it? I'm trying to look. I'm bringing up IMDb right now. I don't see
Yeah,
him.
I think he was executive producer. Um, I think I remember. Yeah, I think I remember reading that in like the opening credits thingy.
Okay, yeah, here, yeah, here, I'll bring it up. Here it is, right here, so we can take a look. Yeah, there it is, right there. Produced by his executive producer, right there. So, okay, yeah. So yeah, and apparently, from what I read or heard, I should say that this was the last movie that he really had a full involvement in before he passed on. So they excludes. He also did Teenage Mutant, the 1990 version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as well. But but from what I understand, it wasn't. He wasn't like executive producer. He just did the animatronics for the turtles. So
Right.
that was a little different. So, but yeah, this is I didn't know he how many movies did he produce? I'm just curious. Did he do a lot? I know
I'm
the
not sure.
let me look real quick just for the heck of it. See what he got. Yeah, he passed on. I think it was 1990 when he passed on. I my grandfather coincidentally passed right at the same time, so that's why I remember it. Oops, not coming up here. Come on, a little slow. Oh, well, I don't know why it's so slow there. I don't. Let me see here. Okay, well, not coming up there, so I guess we'll have to go back. Let's once that comes up, I can bring it back over there. But so the movie is it's Angelica Houston stars in it. As far as the beginning section right here, so they talk about the little girl. Now, I think I missed a part here. Did she disappear? How did explain that part to me there? What they're talking about.
So the witch decided that she wanted to. I think I don't know. The witch's goals are to get rid of the children because they smell so bad and they're evil and bad and gross. Fair enough. But she wanted to get rid of that kid, and the grandma mentioned that once a witch like sets their eyes on a kid to get rid of, it's like almost impossible to stop them. And so basically, uh, one day the kid was walking home. I think they kind of skipped over how she got into the painting, but the kid was walking home, and then the witch got her, grabbed her, snatched her, and then she ended up in the dad's new painting. I'm not sure. There she is. So they searched for her for forever, but they couldn't find her until she showed up in the painting, which
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, they kind of skipped over how they got her in there, but yeah.
There we go. Yeah, yeah, that part I understand. And then but they never actually saw her again. She was just trapped in the painting for the rest of her life.
Yes. And then
What?
one day she passed away.
Okay, that's what I remember. But she got old too, did she, or did she?
Yeah. She got older and older and older, and then she disappeared.
Okay, okay. Now, when I read about the book, the original book, Luke, who's the character right here, the little boy, he he turns into a mouse in the book, and at the end of the story, he remains a mouse. He doesn't turn back into a boy. So that was like a major difference between this and the novel. And the reason for that is because Jim Henson did not want to have a sadder ending. He wanted to have a more happier ending. Sadder in the sense that like the boy was going to be trapped forever as a mouse, kind of a thing. And so he changed the ending of the story so that he changed back. And in the book, the writer, I think said that there was a sequel, or there might have been another book that was written after it, but he wanted to leave the boy as a mouse. That way, there would be leave it open for a sequel for him to come back and become a boy again. I think something to that effect. So there was a big disagreement between the writer of the book and Jim Henson as to how the story should actually end. So
Interesting. Well, I kind of like what Jim Henson did because it is sad to think about how mice and rats kind of only live for like 5 or 6 or 7 years, and so the kid would die, um,
that's true.
like way before the grandma, and then the grandma would have no one left because her kid is her actual child is dead from the car accident, and then her grandchild is gone. What is the grandma gonna do? I
Right.
agree with Jim Henson just for the movie.
And did I talk about the Quentin Tarantino statement about older movies versus newer movies? Did I ever tell you about this?
I think so. I forget what the statement was. I
But basically,
actually, I
yeah,
think you talked about it when we talked about the Witches of Eastwick. So
okay. Yeah, we're basically prior to 1980, it was the main characters wouldn't always have a happy ending, whereas after 1980, roughly, all the main characters would have a more of a happier ending, kind of a thing. So it flows in line with that idea for the time period that it came out, kind of a thing.
right.
So the I will say the witches were there was no there was no subtlety with any of people, women who are witches in this. That was for sure. So the some of the I thought some of the quality of the aesthetic qualities of what we were seeing there, the acting was fine. I had no problems with most of the acting, but the way it was filmed, it almost looked like it was sometimes it was like a made for TV movie sometimes. So I'm just being a little bit nitpicky. So that's not to say that the quality the movie itself was bad, but I've seen movies where the another one that came out around 1987 called They Live by John Carpenter, which is a really good movie, but it still has this cheap quality of looking sometimes like it was made for TV, and it sometimes can take away from the feel of the movie when you see something like that. So
I know what you mean. I think I got that same kind of vibe from some of the scenes.
yeah, it wasn't everything, but some of the scenes definitely came across like that. So another movie would be the sequel to the Blues Brothers, which came out in 1998, called The Blues Brothers 2000, and that one was very much felt like the entire movie was like a made-for-TV movie. So
I didn't know there was a second Blues Brothers.
yeah, it's not worth watching. It's actually pretty bad, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So,
I love the witches. I do love how they were portrayed in this, and I like how it was obvious. Just because I don't know, I do like when they make characters obvious for kids. I think that's nice.
and what's his name? I forget. What's the character? Mr. Bean? Is that what he plays?
Yes, he plays Mr. Bean. I don't remember what his name was in this though.
Yeah, the I've seen him. I the he plays definitely a different kind of character in this one. But was this made in? Where was this made at? Oh, it looks like we're finally back. The IMDb thing is finally. It looks like it's kind of working again. Where was this made at? Was it made in England?
It looks like somewhere. It looks like somewhere in like Northern Europe. You know,
Let's see.
she was talking with a kind of like a German-ish accent, I think.
Yeah. It's kind of here we go. Filming location. I'm just curious. It's not letting me click on it. I guess they don't have it there. Oh well. Okay. Oh, so country, United Kingdom, and United States, but that's not really telling you where it was filmed at though. So
Filming locations: Headland Hotel, New Quay,
oh, it is.
Cornwall,
Oh, I'm sorry.
England, United Kingdom.
Oh, sorry. I thought I had to click on the other thing. I thought it wasn't there. Gotcha. There we
Oh,
go. My bad. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure how. Yeah, how's that Newquay? I've never heard of that one. So
I think
okay.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
I will say they had that probably something that I only most people like me would probably pick up on was when they were driving in the car. They were driving like a late '60s Buick right there, and that stood out. That really stood out. Not that I'm not a big fan of that body style right there, but it was like whoa. It was like what year is this? Because it looked it looked like it was in really decent shape. I'm like, what year is this supposed to be like 1968 or something? But the fact they have a Buick in that and wherever they're in England or whatever, that's like yeah, that's like kind of unheard of. So
Yeah, I'm a bit confused on the time period as well, just because she has a carpet bag, which I mean, she is a grandmother, so I guess that makes sense. I think she has like two carpet bags. In when they get to the hotel, she has these two big bags. And I don't, I mean, maybe it's because she is a grandmother, so she has that kind of stuff. But
is that
yeah, that's it. That's a carpet bag. It's like Mary Poppins kind of bag. It's huge and it's made of literally carpet material. It's
oh,
really
okay,
thick.
gotcha.
Um, but yeah, I just that kind of stood out to me because I was like, I haven't seen this since literally Mary Poppins.
Was that night? That was the 1966, I think. They with Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, so maybe it was set in the '60s, but maybe she's just an older grandma.
Well, I will say this: there was a Volvo police car. Some of these other cars were pretty new, so maybe it's
Oh,
intentional. Maybe they're intentionally trying to make it like ambiguous. Is that the right word I'm looking for?
confusing. Yeah.
So you
No,
don't
but
know.
yeah, those
The,
toys look like
yeah,
70s, 80s toys, you know?
Mercedes is definitely much newer. So interesting. So, but yeah, as far as the first, when that one kid, what was the other kid's name? The first one gets turned into a mouse.
Um, I
Uh,
forget.
when he gets brought out and pulled into the mouse, he that was like kind of freaky. That was like really freaky looking. Yeah, this poor kid right here. Yeah,
Yeah.
that scene where he's like turning into the mouse is like I was like, oh my goodness. Uh,
It's very disorienting. They did a very good job with the special effects and like making the witches like when they peel their masks off, it looks really ew, yeah, that's really weird.
yeah, there we go. So yeah, the you were saying pulling the mask off.
Yeah, when they pull their masks off, the special effects are really great. They take their wigs off. I just love it. I think it's so like it's kind of cartoonish. It's
Oh
nice.
yes, yeah, and then Angelica Houston's face is like, yeah, that was probably the most grotesque one of all. So, or well, not really. Some of them were actually worse than her. So, uh, like how much funny the faces now. Whoops, was it that scene?
Oh, it might have been before.
Oh, there,
Oh
there we
yeah,
go.
there it
There we
is.
go. Yeah, there, yeah. There we go. Yeah, there's that face you put
Ew.
on the on our thumbnail. Let's see. There we go. There we go. There's a good close up. Yeah, that was pretty nasty there. So, she did a pretty decent job of that, of the character, with the acting and everything, the mask and everything. I assume that Jim Henson had a part in the makeup as well. I don't know. So, um, as far as what I mean, but as far as obviously he was the executive producer, but I mean as far as the maybe using the same kind of materials that he would use for the puppets, is what I mean. So
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible makeup.
the as far as the mice, I thought the puppets, as I said earlier, were really good. Here we can find the little mice here. Um, did you think the little boy Luke here? Did you think he was that great? I thought he was okay when he played the mouse. Here's the little mice. Did you think he played a good part? I didn't think he was that good when he was just playing the kid. Maybe it almost seemed like maybe they didn't give him proper direction or something a few times. But once he became the mouse, when he was voicing the mouse, he seemed to be a lot better. So,
I think he was. I mean, I didn't really pick up on a big difference. I just think that he shouted a lot in some scenes, and that was annoying. But that's just because I think kids screaming and shouting is annoying. So it's not really on him, you know?
mhm. So the and as far as the no, as far once they turned into mice, what was the? See, that's why I watched the whole thing, but what was the plot then at that point? What was the point? They were just trying to stop them from taking the stuff and putting it all and killing all the children off with or making them into mice. Were they going to make them into mice or were they going to kill them all? Because they had that.
Well, I think I think the way that they saw it was like the easiest way to exterminate them, ha ha ha, is to turn them into mice because then in the hotel like they need to make sure everything's clean. So the hotel manager or like the cleaning people or whatever, if they saw a bunch of mice, they would probably try and kill them all. And so that would be like the easiest way to get rid of a bunch of witches. And plus, it would give them a taste of their own medicine. So
Well, no, yeah, but I mean, what were the witches of it were doing? Did they want to turn the children into mice? Is what I meant, or did they want to? Because they talked about killing them, and did they want to turn them into mice to kill them? Is that what they were trying? That part of the plot I understood at
oh
the end.
yeah,
So what was that? What was their plan to get rid of the children there? That's what I'm trying to remember.
they turn them into mice and then they can squish them, or
Okay,
at
so
least they're just mice forever. You know.
okay, gotcha. So the oh, of course the old. I always call this like the old cliche where the cat is evil somehow. It's like okay, I don't. I, I've only had one cat that was evil. All the other cats are just pretty timid and friendly. So I can never relate when I see a movie where they say a cat's evil because they're most, like I said, most of mine are always pretty friendly. So
Yeah, I've been watercoloring little images of cats. They're not amazing, but I'll send them to you and then you can show them next time because they're funny. They're funny looking.
let's see. Let's see. We got a couple of comments. Big. the Big Turk chocolate bar. I guess I missed that one when was that when we were talking about the we were talking about the chocolate candy earlier. Big Turk
Yeah.
chocolate bar. So I'm not sure what that is. And then also he comes back. I can't pronounce your name. Sorry, I don't want to mispronounce it. Sumerian is the last name. So
Mesopotamia, Sumerian.
okay, okay.
I think that's just a place, maybe.
Yeah, Wishes of Eastwick was the other one. So sorry we missed that when we were talking. I apologize for missing that. I had the comments turned off or turned over to the private one, so I missed it. So when it came through. So, but yeah. So what were we talking about? I'm sorry. The as far as the mice, I'm sorry. What I lost where we were. I apologize.
I don't remember actually. But yeah, the mice. I agree with you. The mice looked really good, especially for like a when the special effects weren't as advanced as they are now. I think I really like how adorable they are.
Oh, I remember what you're talking. We were talking about the cats, how they were evil and everything. You were talking about the watercolors that you're
Oh
looking at.
yeah, that's true. I've been doing a little bit of watercolor cats, and they look fun. Not great, but fun.
Right. Mhm. And this okay, here's the potions that they had. Now, these little
Yeah.
potions were but that's what would turn everyone into obviously little mice and everything. So and they got it mixed the mice put it into the food, but what I was thinking about and maybe I missed something there. Wasn't there a concern that other people aside from the witches would consume the food? I mean, I do know
Um,
there was one I think his parents the other boy's parents they were worried that that they were going to consume it but they stopped them somehow from doing that.
So the other boy's dad was like very insistent on getting some of the soup. He was like, I think it was called like crane or king soup or something like that. He was like, I don't want your soup of the day that's for regular people. I want what they're having at the banquet or whatever. Um, and so they were like, okay, fine, we'll just give you a bowl. If you just like shut up, you know? And so he was the only other one that got the soup because he was so insistent and annoying on it. You know?
Mhm.
The soup was specifically for the banquet of the
Oh, that's
witch
right.
women.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, when he came over and told them that. Yeah, it was okay. Now I remember. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Okay, that makes sense now. So, and then, but is he the guy from Baron Munchausen that played the Baron, not the older Baron, but the one that was on stage acting? I think that's him.
Really? I don't know. I didn't get that good of a look at the stage Baron Munchausen.
Yeah, he was wearing a lot of makeup, so it'd be hard to tell. But the voice and the way he was carrying on kind of made me think that was him. So,
Maybe is it on the IMDb?
yeah, I was trying to bring that up. Give me a second. Looks like it's. Oh, here we go. Give me
He
now.
played a very good obnoxious person.
Yeah, then Baron Munchausen came out like just like a couple years before this one. So I don't know what his name was. Here it is. I'll bring it up over here.
Um,
Uh,
Probably Bill. Yeah, that's probably it.
Patterson. Is that him? I think that's him. Let's see. Just curious. 19. Baron came out. I think it was 19. I think it was about 88 or maybe it was the same year. I don't remember. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's him.
Oh, he's been in like everything.
Yeah, yeah. It was the voice was what gave it away at first, and then the every once in a while his mannerisms also gave it away. But yeah, it's hard to tell because he was wearing so much makeup in the other movie that's actually him. So, but
Oh,
yeah, so yeah, and also now this is working. We can actually go back to Jim Henson. Let's see what did. Oh, where was here? There we go, Jim Henson. Hopefully this comes up now. Oh, of course now it slows down again. For some reason, Jim Henson's page just bogs the whole system down. So, all right. Well, I guess when it comes back up, I'll bring it up again. I forgot. I wanted to see what other things he had done. It's not slowing down again. So, all right. Once it comes back up, I'll bring it up again. I don't know why the page slows down. So, as far as the, I, let's see, was
that
there
scene
anything?
was very funny.
Which one?
The one where that the hotel, I guess she was a cleaning lady, maybe,
Yeah, yeah.
um, who was snooping around. She put some of the
There she is.
yeah, she put some of that on her neck, and then it grew fur. I think that's funny.
Oh, I missed that. Oh, I completely missed. I saw her doing that, but I didn't realize she did. Oh, wow, I missed that completely about the fur. Okay.
I don't know. I
The
mean, I don't understand how you could do that. Just rifle through somebody else's things and then without even knowing what it is, just put some on your skin. It's insane.
I guess she thought it was supposed to be perfume or something. That's what I guess. So
Yeah. I mean, put it on without even smelling it. What?
that's true. I didn't think about that.
That's so dumb.
Did when all the witches did they all turn into mice at the very end? I forget.
Yes, they all turned into mice, I think, except for the witch that is good in the end. I think her story is that yeah. I
Yeah,
think her thing is like the head high witch was mean to her, and just treated her like a servant, really, and she didn't let her like I don't know. I don't know. It just seemed like she was mistreated by the head high witch. And so um, I think when they were having the soup, she was saying something to herself, like she was mumbling something like, "Oh, they wouldn't miss me anyway," or something. So I think she was like kind of sitting alone and not eating the soup with anyone else, and so she didn't eat it, you know.
Ah, okay.
And that's how
Gotcha.
she stayed human, and she's a good witch now. So
And she's a good witch now because she didn't eat it, or just in general she always was. Is that what you mean?
yeah, I think she just always was. And once, I think we're supposed to assume that once she got out from under the control of the head high witch, she really found her footing and became a good witch.
Yeah, and then at the very end, she's the one that zaps the little Luke. I don't know why I remember his name for some reason, but Luke back into being a little boy again. There was some
Yes.
trivia I found was kind of interesting. This he's sleeping when he's a mouse, and he's sleeping in this little house right here. Let's see if I can get to it. Um, yeah, this little house that he's sleeping in right here. This is actually a Ghostbusters toy that you could get back in the 90s. I didn't know that. So what they did was they took the Ghostbusters like decal or anything that said Ghostbusters or the icons or whatever you want to call it with the ghost on it. Everything was removed so you can't tell, but it is actually a toy that was made specifically for the Ghostbusters. So
That is so cool.
and you can if you look at the front, you'll see this is like the front door. This is like the it's supposed to be the firehouse that they worked out of. So you can see the front door where the fire. You've seen Ghostbusters, correct?
Yeah, I see it. I see it. I totally see it.
Okay, so yeah.
That is so
Uh,
cool.
and someone even I saw it on another video. They actually showed what the actual toy looks like when you would buy it versus what it looked like in the movie. And you could clearly see it was definitely the toy. It was funny. So
Cool.
and let's see. Now Jim Henson finally came up. It was took forever. Here it is. All right. So what else did he produce? Of course, the Muppet Show. Did you ever see the original Muppet Show? I'm just curious. Did we ever talk about that?
I think so. I think my mom would go to consignment shops with me, and I think she would get like old VHS tapes when I was growing up, and I believe that was one of them. Muppets were never really my thing. I didn't really like them as a kid.
Mhm.
Um, but I think I might have seen a piece of that.
Okay, the original Muppet Show is the only thing that I would say is it's made for adults and kids. It has a lot of adult stuff in it. So it's not like almost anything else aside from the original Muppet Show that has the word Muppet in it is made for kids. But the original Muppet Show itself is definitely for adults and kids combined. So I would highly recommend it. Even though I haven't seen it for years, I do remember my dad and I watching it when I was younger, and it was fun to watch. It definitely was not just a little kiddie thing for sure. So
Interesting. Maybe
let's see.
that could be our next movie.
Oh well, I would not recommend the Muppet movie. The Muppet movie is different. So, but yeah, I'm talking about strictly the TV show, the Muppet.
Oh, okay.
So the show itself was like a half hour long. It was I forget how many seasons it was out, but they ran it on prime time. So Yeah. Let's see. What else? Wow. Okay. Too much stuff here. Hold on a second.
Jeez.
What was that? That was Sesame Street. Oh, that's why. Okay. Okay. He's an actor in Sesame. Wow. He was well. He must do the voices, of course. Never mind. So let me see where he produced. Where is he producing? Yeah. Yeah. He did a lot of. Okay. Here we go. 58 credits for producer. So, uh, yeah, Muppets. Yeah. Anything. Like I said, anything that has Muppets, like Muppet Babies, anything like that, yeah, that's definitely for little kids. Unless you want to watch little kiddie stuff, I would avoid it. So, but let's see all the movies here. Oh well, I'm sorry. Okay. Uh, Nothing else I could see here. So, hmm. Oh well. Nothing that really stands out. But like I said, just for the sake of it, where's the Muppet Show? I just saw it there. Well, I'll go at the top. Easier here. Yeah, the Muppet Show came out. Oh, of course it's slow again. Oh, figures. Okay, well we have to wait till that one comes up again. I'm not sure why it's so slow tonight. So as soon as it comes up, I'll bring it back up again. So as far as the going back to the witches, is this movie now? Had you seen this? Is this something you'd seen before? Because like I said, I'd never even heard of it, which is kind of weird for me because considering the time it came out, I was usually on top of all the popular movies at the time.
Yeah, I saw it once before. It just looked cool. It was on HBO Max. It just looked pretty cool. So I had just seen it one time before.
Okay. As far as like recommendations, would you recommend this for people to see?
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, if it's like around Halloween and you celebrate, or it's just like a spooky season and you just kind of want to see it, then I definitely think it would be worth a watch. It might not be for everyone, but I think it's also like I don't think I would have been too scared of this when I was a kid. If I was like watching it with a parent or something, I don't think I would have been like super scared, you know? So I think it would be good for kids for Halloween or something.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just let you know I'm still looking for the that oops, not that. Yeah, for some reason it's just slow. I tried to bring that page up on IMDb on another browser and it's still slow. So it must be something on their website that's bogging everything down. But so I'm sorry, you said you would not be scared if you were how about if you watched it by yourself?
If I was a kid and I watched it by myself, I probably would just walk out of the room. I probably would not watch it if I wasn't with a parent, but you know.
Gotcha. I remember one of the reviews I watched was by a guy from Australia. He calls himself Minty, and he said that this was pretty scary. He put it up alongside of another movie that came out about maybe 6 years earlier called Return to Oz. Have you ever seen that one?
I have not.
Have you seen the original the 1939 version of The Wizard of Oz
I
with
think I've seen pieces of it. I know like the basic premise. I think I've
okay.
seen most of it.
There was if you could call it a sequel, it was a sequel to that movie, but it was Return to Oz, and it was based on the two following books that L. Frank Baum wrote with the Oz. I forget how many books there were based on, how many books he made. I mean, but it was based on it was like a sequel to the first movie. But it obviously, well, I was saying obviously you have to see it. But I mean, though, if you watch it, you'll see obviously it does not follow along the same lines because it's more true to the book than it is than the original movie was, or the 1939 version was. And the reason I bring this up is because Minty, the guy who I told you on YouTube, said that this movie, The Witches, was just as scary as the movie Return to Oz is. Apparently, a lot of people when they saw Return to Oz as a kid were terrified of it. So, which is kind of interesting considering it's a sequel to The Wizard of Oz, which is something that kids usually like. So,
That's
um,
interesting.
I have seen Return to Oz. I saw it when it was brand new, and I saw it probably within the past few years, and I never found it scary. I'm not exactly sure. I can see why children might find this scary, especially with the scene where the little boy turns into a mouse. That looked pretty freaky, but
That's true.
and the witches' faces were pretty scary too. But Return to Oz, comparing it to this one, I know you haven't seen it, but I don't really maybe I don't know. A lot of people said that they were when they were kids they got scared. I just don't see it. I was not a kid. I was a very young teenager when I saw it for the first time, and I still didn't get scared by it. So I guess it's each person has their own reaction to something. So
Right. Okay. What would you rate it?
this one, I'd probably give it like a maybe a 7 out of 10.
Yep, I probably agree with that. 7.
I would say, and I would recommend it with the idea that if you're looking for this kind of a movie, I wouldn't recommend it generally to anybody, but if you're looking for this kind of movie, I'd say yeah, this is something to watch, like something that's designed for kids and adults, and similar to that of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Matilda. So, and, but if you're not looking for that kind of movie, I wouldn't recommend it to a general audience. So,
Right. Yeah. If it's like a spooky season, then I would definitely recommend it. If you feel, you know, like maybe it's like a fall movie.
okay.
You know?
Mhm. The so hold on a second here. Did you? I want to ask you this. You sent me an email while we were talking. Did you want me to bring those up, or did you want to talk about those at another time?
You can bring those up. So I have been painting little watercolors because I got these little pieces of watercolor paper because they were on sale, so I had to get them. And I, for the longest time, I was struggling to figure out what I could put on them, and then I realized I could just put little tiny cats on them. Perfectly legal activity. I'm allowed to do that. So I decided I would. And they're fun. I don't think they're amazing, but they are fun.
Okay, give me a second. I've just about got them up here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Fat kitty.
That one is pretty good. I am proud of that one. The colors are really nice.
Pretty cool. The what is the no? Is there? Does this explain what is the? I'm sorry. Explain. I guess why did you do this again? I'm sorry.
Well, mainly because I wanted to. I had painted, I don't know if you can tell from the picture, but you can tell in real life. I painted a little light background on that. You can kind of see the purple lines. Um, and I
Mhm.
didn't have anything to put on them. So I have this shirt from H&M, and it has a cat on it, and it looks kind of like that. And so I wanted to paint it, and I made it fatter because in the H&M T-shirt that I have, it's a skinny cat, so I wanted to make it fat.
Oh, okay. Now, as far as those lines go in the back, were they painted before you painted the cat?
Yeah, yeah. I just had the background on there. I didn't know what to do with it, so
Okay. Let's get the next picture here. We might see some other pictures. Okay, there we go.
that is the inspiration
Oh.
for the next picture. The next one that I did is based off of that. It says at the top, might be a bit evil, but who knows? I can't tell. I mixed this color and then I was like, oh, it's perfect. Then I started painting it and I realized that it was blood red. So, you know,
The cat is? Is that blood red?
yeah.
Oh, okay. It looks kind of orange in the painting and the picture here. So I didn't know that. Okay. So,
Yeah, it dried down better, but when I was painting it, I was like, oh, geez, I accidentally made blood colored paint.
oh,
So I had to go with the evil thing.
gotcha. I see. Now, what's the as far as the blue streaks across the front? That is that to add to the idea of because I noticed it might be evil. Is that to add to what does that add to? How's that? What is that for?
Well, I painted the background for this one too before I had the idea for the cat. Um, and watercolor is not opaque. So,
Oh, so it just came through the color. Oh, okay, I see.
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the other
Yeah.
way around. I thought you put the blue streaks over top of the cats the other way around. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it just kind of happened that way. It's maybe, you know what? It's his superpowers. That's what it is. It's all the power that that cat has, and it's in the background, and well, it's lasers. That's what it is.
It's lasers. I gotta look at that cat for a second. Is this? Now, is this a cat picture that you have you? Is this a cat that you know, or is this just a picture you found?
Yeah, no, I just looked up fat cat.
Oh.
And that was one of the top ones, and you can see why. Isn't that a glorious fat cat?
Yes.
I just think, I mean, I painted I painted my first dog that I ever had, and I don't know, something about painting cats is just funnier to me. Just painting fat cats is just funny.
The
You can't
but
really paint a bad fat cat.
I got you. The I guess you're right. I never really thought about painting a fat cat before, but now that you say, I guess you can. So yeah, it's pretty good. Let's go back to the that's your other picture right there. So well, that's good. So what do you still have these?
So my mom has cleaned them as bookmarks. So
Oh,
I
okay,
mean, I technically have them in my house, but they're my mom's now. You know,
gotcha.
when I was a kid, this is kind of random, but when I was a kid, someone told me that if you give something to someone after 24 hours, it's legally not yours anymore, and I believed that for the longest time. I
Oh,
thought if somebody takes something from you after 24 hours, it's legally not yours anymore. So you can't ask for it back because it's not yours.
wait, what's that's a difference? So you said give it, and then you said take. So
Yeah, I mean either way, I was very gullible and I thought either way, if somebody takes something from you or if you give them something after 24 hours, you can't ask for it back and it's not yours anymore. So,
that'd be interesting if that were true. If you walk into a bank and they just walk out with the money, and 24 hours later, it's like, oh no, it's yours now. So
yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Kind of.
the oh, that's pretty cool. So do you have any other cat pictures that
I'm
you're
working on one. My best friend has a fat cat. His name is both Jasmine and Mr. Kitty. Because they found him on the street and they thought that he was a girl at first, but so they called him Jasmine for a while. And then they went to the vet and they were like, "This is a boy," and so they were like, "Well, Mr. Kitty, Jasmine, same thing." Um, and it's a great fat, like I think it's one of those brown stripy cats.
okay?
Um,
The tabby.
I yeah, probably maybe. And so I'm working on it right now. He's purple so far. I gotta add in some stripes.
Okay. Adding to your story, I had a kitten. My female cat gave birth to a single kitten a long time ago, and I had the kitten for 4 months, and I ended up giving it to a coworker. And I told the coworker it was a boy, and it turned she took it to the vet and said it was actually a female. So, and
I mean,
I can't when they're kittens, it's extremely hard to tell. I mean, people can tell, I can't. When they get older, it's easier to tell. They things change. But on a kitten that's only like, like a few weeks old, it's very hard to tell. So,
yeah. And cats, I feel like they're very versatile with their naming. Um, I feel like I've seen on Pet Find on this. There's like this like adoption helping website sort of thing where it's called Pet Finder, where you can look for pets that you could adopt in your area. And every now and then I go on there just to see. I should stop because it's hard to resist like buying all of them. But I've seen some really funny cat names on there. I saw one that was called Dirt. I saw one that was named Judge.
judge.
Um, there was one that was named Beef. Like they they come up with such funny names. There was one that was named Shoeless Joe. I just think that's great.
Shoeless Joe is like the wasn't that the baseball player Shoeless Joe
I think
Jackson?
so. I think so. I didn't know it was based off of anything when I saw it, so it made it really funny. It made it like 10 times funnier just to think that somebody saw a cat and was like, Shoeless Joe.
So
So, yeah.
the by the way, I just to let you know that that page never came up for the Muppet Show, so we can't look at it for some reason. So I guess
Um,
IMDb is having some technical issues on their end. So
Jim Henson is messing with you from beyond.
yes, he must be. So well, let me go. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up our question from earlier, and it looks like we got a pretty. It's an average response, and almost 100 votes so far as the number of votes that is. Uh, right now, 71% with yes, they color by number. 16% say they don't know what that is. 6% with I don't care, and a little 6% with no, they don't color by number. And unfortunately, no comments yet. Zero comments so far. So
Oh, tell us what you color by number.
yes, the I as when I was a kid, I think I remember coloring some sort of McDonald's thing. You know what? I don't know if it was colored by number. Maybe it wasn't. The McDonald's used to have some sort of calendar, and for some reason, I would color the whole you had to color the whole thing, otherwise it was just blank, or And if I remember correctly, it may have been colored by number, but it was like I had to color all 12 months for some reason. And I felt some sort of obligation to do so, and I did it when I was a kid. So. Um, of course, at Ronald McDonald and whatever. What else is in there? Um, I don't. I do remember doing color by number, but it was much when I was much younger. So I don't remember doing it anytime recently. So
Interesting. The kits on Amazon, I got one for my best friend's birthday, and she really likes them. And they are, I think they're like $7 or $8. They're not too bad, and you can paint like the Eiffel Tower or like Monet's water lily paintings, stuff like that. And I think it's just a good activity to do with your hands if you're not particularly like creative, but you want to create something. And plus, you can tell people, yeah, I painted that from scratch. And they will believe you because who's to say whether it's color by number, you know?
oh really? Does,
Yeah, you could just pretend like, I mean, if your morals allow, you can just pretend like you did it yourself.
what can't you tell though that obviously when you paint over it, you'll paint over the numbers, but can't you tell like the outlines are still there as far as
From
where the
a
colors would go?
from a distance, I don't think so. I mean, I mean, I feel like you paint over the black outlines of the numbers.
Okay,
You know?
I wasn't sure. Gotcha. So, so do you tell people that you that you painted it yourself?
Oh, I don't do any of the like in real life color by number ones. I
Oh,
just
okay.
do it on my phone, and no, I don't tell people that I make them. Not convincing enough.
So the color ones on the color but on the phone sound like they're highly restricted. Like you said, you can't pick the colors. You can only do the ones. And as far as the painting goes on that, do you give it like a little brush, or how do you do that? Do you just color the areas, like do you just touch it and it just like colors the whole area automatically?
Yes, it just like it's like the fill bucket in paint.
Okay.
It just fills the whole thing. It's fun for me. I like seeing colors whoosh into an area, so
I'm,
very easily entertained.
I'm sure there's probably something on the internet that you could probably like paint by numbers as well. You probably type in there and you could go to websites and do the same thing. So I'm really curious as to see what they look like.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Alrighty. Well, that's we'll go ahead and wrap everything up. Anything else you'd like to say before we say goodbye to everybody?
I hope you don't have bad allergies, everyone. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
All right. Bye bye. Oh, and by the way, we're at 101 votes, so we're still no more comments. I kept on refreshing the whole time, so no more additionals. We'll come back to that next week. So also thanks for taking part in the poll, and make sure you leave a comment too.